So we're back, Sonic 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but this time with Knuckles. It's an extra edition. How you doing, everyone? I feel like this has been a long time coming. We were discussing just before we started recording, and yeah, we probably should have done this a bit sooner. But hey, we're finally doing it. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, full tier list time. We split it into two halves. If you guys didn't watch the first half, I recommend you go watch that, because very soon there's about to be some spoilers. So if you want the context behind the first half of our ranking, that is out there. Getting right into it, Sonic and Knuckles, where are you going with for your lowest zone? I'm going to start with you this time. I think that last time we kind of worked together on what we thought was lowest because it was a mutual agreement. But I don't know about you, but I think overall the Sonic and Knuckles part is ever so slightly stronger than the Sonic 3 part, but they're both amazing.
I'll be honest. I think in terms of the next zone, I am going to say Sandopolis, and it's more because of Act 2, not Act 1. Act 1 is fine, but Act 2, it's those ghosts, and there's also that corridor in Act 2 where if you don't know what you're doing, you're just gonna be stuck there forever. And when I was 10 years old playing this game, I was just like, I didn't realize that it was a trap at first.
But Act 2 of Sandopolis is so slow, it's almost like a Metroidvania, but in a Sonic game. By the way, I'm not like insulting Metroidvanias. They are fun, but they are not Sonic games.
Exactly. Sonic is not a Metroidvania. It's not Castlevania. It's not Metroid. It's not progression based. It's a platformer, and that should not be in this.
Act 1 is genuinely okay, and I think the boss fights are fine. Like the boss fight at the end of Act 2 is fine as well. It's the if I remember correctly, it's the like sand block robot thing with like a green jewel at the top, and you have to jump and hit the blocks off, and then Sonic and Tails jump and hit Eggman when he's revealed. It's along those lines, if I remember correctly. It's been a while.
Yeah, because the first, it has been a while for me, but like I think because the first one is when you're fighting the first boss is where you have to keep knocking the robot into the until it goes to the sand pit or something.
Yes,
you have to lead it in there.
You're right. That's kind of a unique boss fight as well, actually.
That's probably why I remember it, because I know like most of the zones you basically fight a lot of Eggman's robots, and then you fight Eggman himself, and it's basically like that for the whole of Sonic 3, and Knuckles as well.
Some of the reasons why we're putting it at the bottom to sort gameplay mechanics quick before we move on. You mentioned it briefly, the ghosts. How annoying were they? So in case you guys haven't played it, essentially they, if I remember correctly, had like these levers you could jump on and pull down, right? And then you had a set time limit, maybe about a minute before then the ghosts would come and attack you. In a normal Sonic level, that's not a problem because, well, you get the levels done in a couple minutes. Sandopolis Act 2 doesn't take a couple of minutes.
No. And also, now, just for those that have either never like taken a long time in any of the Sonic games, but there is actually a time limit in Sonic. In Sonic, I don't know if it's like that in the older games, but in Sonic 3 there is a time limit, and if you reach it, you will die.
Is this true?
Time limit. Yeah,
I didn't know this.
I'm pretty sure if you get to 9 minutes 59, I'm pretty sure you die. Like you just die, as in time's up, you're done.
Wow.
And you take a life, and then and I think you either restart from the checkpoint. I'm pretty sure it's the case. Let me just
I believe you. It's probably a good thing that I don't know that.
Yes.
I guess we move on to the next one then. But yeah, Sandopolis, that's bottom. Not as bad as Carnival Night, but Act 2 might be as bad as Carnival Night. I think that's where we came to an agreement. But Act 1 is pretty solid and the bosses are good. Next, I'm actually kind of torn. Now, I don't know where to go for this. See, I think it might have to be Hidden Palace, but that's not because there's anything wrong with it. In fact, Hidden Palace is fine. It's literally a story segment and a boss fight.
Yeah.
So, putting that above any of the remaining zones feels very wrong.
I think put it in cool because I mean
Yeah,
it is a cool looking zone, and there's nothing particularly wrong with it existing. It's just the fact that it does exist, if you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I
No, I
mean,
completely agree.
you just fight Knuckles, and Knuckles kind of goes, "Oh man, Eggman was duping me the whole time." No way, Knuckles, you big dumb idiot.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's what started the whole Knuckles is dumb trend, if you get what
Pretty
I'm going
much.
to. But
Yeah,
he wasn't dumb at first. I would like to make that argument. Like, I don't think they were trying to depict Knuckles as dumb. I think they were
yeah.
trying to just say
He's
how manipulative Eggman was in that
yeah,
scenario, or Robotnik.
and
Yeah, no, you're
yeah,
entirely right. And I think Hidden Palace Zone does a really good job to tie it in, of sort of
yes.
that big twist moment. You know, you beat
Which is why it's
Knuckles, and
in
it's right near the end of the game. Not the very end, of course, but
yeah.
right near the end. And then the big reveal happens, and Knuckles is like, wait a minute, these are the good guys. Well, he doesn't even have that revelation. There's not a moment to think about it. The storytelling's so crisp that when he falls down, he opens the door, starts running. Sonic and Tails just join him. You know, like, there's that
Yeah.
mutual understanding of, no, that person up there is the big bad.
Understands the assignment.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. There's
But
not
it's
much
also
else
the
to talk
twist as
about with
well.
Hidden Palace, really.
But one more thing, because like with at least with Knuckles, like when you play his story, because I mean it's different to Sonic and Tails' story,
Yes.
but like you get to see why he was doing that. Cause I think you do see the Master Emerald, but it's not really explained in Sonic's story. It's only when I say explained, but you have more context with it when you're playing as Knuckles when you do playing as Sonic.
Yeah, that's entirely true, because I remember, again, this has been a very long time now. I've played through more recently with Sonic and Tails, but when I did play through with Knuckles, you don't fight Eggman until the very end. You fight, like, the mechas replacing him and his robots. You don't fall for any of the traps. Instead, you jump from zone to zone, and you know how to navigate Angel Island for obvious reasons. It's been his home. And the plot itself unfolds differently with more context, as you say. So
Yeah.
it's, I'd say Hidden Palace is the one that sort of ties the end game to the rest of the game in a really nice way.
Which is why it's not bottom tier, but and it's in the cool bit.
Yeah, because it is cool, right? It is cool.
Yeah.
But it's also not a zone. Like, it is, but it's not. So it can't go any higher than that. It'd be insult to put it above Marble Garden, right? Choosing a next one could be really difficult. Have you got any thoughts on where to go? Because I'm glad this decision isn't mine.
I'm torn between Death Egg and Lava Reef because like from what I remember, I don't remember Lava Reef being too bad, and I remember it being kind of like a flowing zone. Whereas Death Egg, you can get lost in Death Egg quite a bit because there's all those teleporter things where you kind of go in one and it takes you like ooh, all around and everywhere. But yeah, I think Death Egg would probably go in cool. I would say.
But above Marble Garden.
Yeah, it can be a fun zone, but it is rock solid, and there's a lot to it to get through as well. Like I think there are anti-gravity switches as well on top of the teleporters I was just talking about. And I remember there being some pretty tricky enemies. I can't remember which ones specifically, but
Testing me there.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I remember from Death Egg, again, take this with a grain of salt because I might get the name of things wrong, but it's got that maze-like aesthetic to it again, where you have like they're not wind turbines, but like the wind tunnels, where you have to choose your direction. If you get it wrong, you have to go back round on yourself. And, they have some really annoying enemy placements. They have the things with the bombs on top of the head that randomly throw it out when they're almost off screen but on screen, and when you're going at fast paces, you almost always get hit by them. They've got the messing with gravity, as you say, which can be a pain in the butt.
To say the least.
Yeah, genuinely. It's implemented well, that's not the problem. It's just really difficult when you're moving so fast and you're so used to the physics, and Sonic is obviously really reliant on physics, and understanding it does twist your understanding of it a little bit. The cool thing about Death Egg, though, is that unlike, this might be a hot take, but unlike the end of Sonic 3, the end of Sonic 2, and the end of Sonic 1, I will defend Death Egg in saying it's a fair challenge. It's not like, it doesn't feel, oh gosh, I've got to get through it. It's more, oh damn, this is going to be tough. It's a different sort of feeling I have going into it. It feels like a fair difficulty, I think, is what I'm trying to say. I mean, it also does lead, okay, I will say final boss, but you know what I mean. It's the end boss of the game, unless we'll leave that there. Yes, and that final boss is really cool, like really well done, because you have like 3 segments. Is it? You have the fingers, the one where it's the robot chasing you down on the platforms, and he's got like the giant beam and the flamethrower, and then you've got the final stage where Eggman pops out and he's got the Master Emerald.
Oh yes. So I was trying to remember. Yeah, it's because you're outside in
Well, you're in
outside
space, quite literally.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic can breathe in space, by the way. Can't breathe in water, but can breathe in a vacuum. I'm cool with putting Death Egg there.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Next, I would go. This is a really, really hot take now. You're going to not like me for this. But probably sure? Mushroom Hill.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Right.
What are you going to put it, though?
I'm going to put it in Brilliant, because we're playing with some amazing zones right now. So it's not an insult. It is a brilliant zone. And I have a couple of other gripes with it, I guess. But this one's a really weird one. You know those roosters that fill their lungs up with air and then breathe out heavily, so they just stop you running for like 2 seconds and push you really far back? Why? They don't hurt you. They don't achieve anything. There's no death bits at the end of them because it's a pretty forgiving level. So it's just a waste of time.
I mean, they achieve something. They annoy you.
True. And if that's what they're there for, then best level in the game.
Yeah.
I also think the bosses are a bit weaker in Mushroom Hill compared to the rest of the game. They're a bit more generic. Like the log cutting robot is fine.
It's just like, yeah, I'm chopping wood, mate.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, other bosses are really cool in Sonic and Knuckles. It's just Mushroom Hill that's it's safe. It's not a problem.
Yeah, it's safe.
It's just safe, you know? And safe doesn't get you above the brilliant tier.
Yeah, pretty much. And not to mention those mole robots that throw the mushrooms at you, or the robot mushrooms.
Oh, I forgot about them.
Mushrooms at you. Yeah.
No.
That was so annoying because I'll pop up and be like,
and you get the stupid little boom sound effect.
Yeah.
And you're, good 20 seconds back just because you didn't know it was coming.
Yeah. Yes.
It's probably next.
Yeah. I would say it's Ace. And the only reason I say it's Ace is because it's such an epic. I think it's such an epic fight. I call it the Doomsday Zone music, but I love it. It's so epic. And it's like
yeah. It's got that grand finale undertone, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I've had some metal versions. It's like
I can imagine that's so good. I can imagine it slaps.
So good. Honestly, it's not the only reason why it's not in the top tier though, is because it is just a boss fight.
This is why I think it may have to be top of Brilliant. That's not me saying there's anything wrong with it, but if we're looking at the entire package, it is as good as a boss fight gets, by the way. This is not an insult to it. That boss fight and the grand adventure coming to an end in that moment, and you're Super Sonic, it's life or death. It's not literally one mistake and it's over, but it feels like one mistake and that's it. All your hard work ruined.
It is literally one of my favourite zones in Sonic. But we're listing zones and it is barely a zone. It's more of a boss fight. And
exactly.
You are just finding space. Either it is sick, you're not platforming. The only challenge is the boss and dodging the missile, and that's pretty much it.
So I think if we ever do like a boss fights ranked, which could be a really fun video, so if you do want to see that, guys, let us know. But if we do boss fights ranked, this is ace best. It has to be in the top sort of bracket we're talking about. But as an entire zone, I think it probably goes. Is it better than Launch Base?
I think it'd be better than Launch Base because with Doomsday Zone though, that is an epic ending.
They were cooking.
Yeah, they were absolutely cooking. And the thing is, it's really, I mean, personally, for Sonic games that I've played, I don't think there's been as much of an epic ending. Now, even with for me personally.
Okay.
For me personally, I'm not saying that there hasn't ever been, because there's a lot of Sonic games that I have not played. It's mostly been the older ones. And
can I just whisper one thing though?
Are you gonna say Sonic Adventure 2?
I was gonna say Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
You're right about Doomsday Zone being awesome, and I'm cool with it being top of brilliant because it's the best boss fight, at least in classic Sonic. We can both come to an agreement there. What is next? Maybe. Ooh. It's my choice. This is what I hate. Oh, dude. Okay, all three of these are awesome.
It's Flying Battery Zone, right? I prefer Lava Reef to Flying Battery, because with Flying Battery there are a lot of death traps.
There is.
So it's a lot. For me personally, I think it's harder than Lava Reef, at least from the top of my head. But like,
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Flying Battery.
It's not to say that it's a bad zone, because it's not.
Flying Battery, I completely agree, by the way. There are death pits. If you take the under route, you know, where you go under the ship and you've got the swirly things or the platforms you have to jump on, there's instant death pits there. There's a lot of things that can crush you instantly. There's the gravity shifting things for enemies and platforms. Not Sonic himself, but the actual enemies and platforms that can crush you. There is a lot to kill you. But, to me, Flying Battery... Alright, you guys all know, especially you, Chris... You guys all know how much I love Sonic 2. Sonic 2's got my heart. But Flying Battery feels like a good Metropolis.
Yeah. You know what?
That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
If Metropolis Zone... this pains me to say, because I'm good at Metropolis Zone. That doesn't make Metropolis Zone good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... If Metropolis Zone was a little bit better, it's executed so well. Flying Battery is. It's meant to be tough. Like, Sonic and Knuckles is genuinely meant to be the hardest in the series of the classic games.
At least with Flying Battery, you just kind of go, oh, well, I'll just get through it.
Usually when you die, it is your fault. You know, like, there are instant death pits, but they're not out of nowhere. You know you're in the sky, and typically when you're in the sky in a Sonic game, you do die. So you know those jumps, you must make them. The things that are oncoming... I feel like you do have time to react on like certain designs in Metropolis Zone in Sonic 2 as well. It is well made, it is just a bit hard, I do agree. I think Flying Battery is arguably one of the hardest zones in this whole list. Like, genuinely, it is pretty difficult. At least to do quickly, so... Yeah, I think I agree with you. Yeah, Flying Battery Zone, solid. I guess we go on to our next one. I mean, it's spoiling both here. I think it goes like... Probably like this, actually.
Yeah.
And... Well, I mean, we'll get to the one that's in best. We'll get to it.
Yeah, but we'll go for Lava Reef first.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, like, you get to Lava Reef Zone after Sandopolis, and after Sandopolis being hell, like, you literally go to a place that's nearly like hell. I do remember it being quite a cool zone. It's very fluid. So, in terms of design, can I compare it to Ice Cap Zone in terms of how fluid it is?
Lava Reef, yes, definitely. Lava Reef is so well made. Like, if you were to play this game through again, you will understand. Like, this is anyone, by the way. It sounds like it's targeted at you. I just mean anyone. When you play through this game, you will understand how good Lava Reef's design actually is. It's so fluid. It's got some of the best platforming in the series. You can go insanely fast. There's damn things chasing you that if you mess up, you will lose all your rings or die. Like, throughout the level to increase the pace. The tone change where it goes from the bright lava to down the blue where you go into the depths and it's even darker because you go further underground. Dude, Lava Reef genuinely has it all. It is amazing.
And it's also like, like I was saying, comparing it to Ice Cap Zone as well. I do remember talking about Ice Cap last time and saying how, like, Act 1 is a good one, but Act 2 is just fantastic.
Chef's kiss.
it's a very similar thing with Lava Reef, but I think the entirety of Lava Reef instead.
Yeah,
But
because
like
it's so good.
but the irony is they're polar opposites of each other.
That's probably
'Cause,
why
like,
it's worked
one's
out so well.
Yeah, one's in the snow and in the freezing ice cap, literally in lava.
One thing I need to mention, because this is speaking now, I'd say subjectively rather than objectively, but me personally, Lava Reef's theme is my favourite throughout the 3 Sonic games. And again, I'm a Sonic 2 lover, by the way. Sonic 2's soundtrack has my heart, but Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles, sorry. Oh, dude, Lava Reef. Mwah. It's, you know, do you ever have that theme or a theme that plays on your heartstrings almost? Like you feel it. When you're in the zone, you hear that, and you're like, now is the time to play the game. Almost, you know. That's how Lava Reef's theme feels to me personally. I love it so much.
Ooh, so the boss is
I remember.
I think
it.
the first one is it's the drill thing, right? And it's like causing like underground earthquakes, right?
Yeah, honestly, it's the weaker part of the 2 bosses. it's probably the weakest part. But the main boss against Eggman, wow, what a unique boss fight for classic Sonic. So you've got the one where you need to survive the lava falling in the first place, like the actual lava fall, I should call it. And then you've got the screen tilting side to side almost. Not literally, but it feels like it because the lava's shifting left and right. You've got to jump from the platforms and avoid the spiky bombs that he's sending out. And he has more health than he ever has before, and you can't jump on him to hurt him, so you've got to learn these techniques. And it tests your platforming out in a different way that the bosses prior hadn't yet. It's so well made, and it's fun just to, you know, not have jump on Eggman for the billionth time. No offense to all the other bosses. Like they're all good, and I'm not going to sit here and insult them because I mean some of the best bosses have jump on Eggman as their strategy. But it's nice just to have that mix up, you know. If it wasn't obvious, guys, Sky Sanctuary is the best zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
And I love the soundtrack for it as well.
Yeah.
It's just it's epic.
It is insanely good. I mean, what hasn't been said about Sky Sanctuary that we can possibly add? Genuinely. And I feel like this level has been done to death, but in a good way. It is so well made. You fight... I guess we start with bosses. You fight the original boss in Green Hill. You've got the cool little callback there. With Mecha Sonic piloting it. You have the boss from Sonic 2 with all the orbs. With the same Mecha Sonic obviously piloting it. And then at the very end, you fight Mecha Sonic himself, which is a decent challenge. If he will catch you, if you've not got quick reactions and paying attention, it could catch you out. So yeah, the bosses, because it gives you that little callback to each game prior, you know. And Sky Sanctuary does a good job of saying, look, this boss that was hard once upon a time at the start of Sonic, no, so easy in comparison now. And you do find it easy because you've just come off the back of fighting the Lava Reef boss, you know, and beating Knuckles up in Hidden Palace. They're a little bit of a challenge. And you're just like, what is this? You expect it to maybe be the boss of the zone, but no, it's the first third of the level done. It's really cool. And then the cutscenes, as we were saying. Do you remember the cutscene, if I say that?
What, you mean where Dr. Ed was trying to take the Master Emerald?
Yeah, and you start running around the tower, and the pillars are collapsing.
Oh, that's
and
right.
You're sprinting to the top. That moment, it's like almost chills. I obviously I'm too young to appreciate it in terms of its contemporary audience, but I can imagine that moment if you were playing it in, was it 94 or whatever it was, and just witnessing that. Oh my goodness, I can imagine the almost euphoric feeling of, yeah, this is gaming. It doesn't get better than this. You know what I mean? There's a reason why we ranked Chemical Plant the top of our Sonic, to tie everything together. We ranked Chemical Plant the top of our Sonic 2 ranking. We ranked Green Hill the top of our Sonic 1 ranking. And now we've done Sky Sanctuary top of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And this is also what Sonic Generations does. Now, we've not necessarily done that on purpose, and genuinely have only just thought of this.
How it is.
But that is pretty much factual. Obviously, this is all subjective, but I feel like the most objective you can be with it is that they are the best levels of their respective games.
And and also for additional context as well. Like again, the whole thing with Sonic. I don't think I mentioned Sonic Generations at all. It didn't even really.
Nope.
I didn't really think about it up until now. And by coincidence, like the three zones that we've considered to be the best between all the three initial games. Not talking about Sonic CD. Sorry.
Yet.
Yeah, yet. But yeah, they happen to all be in Sonic Generations. So our opinions are purely based on how we feel, and not necessarily based on how the developers uh like they chose those zones. No, they are genuinely the best zones. They're the best. It's the best. It's a top tier of what Sonic has to offer.
And that is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. What a journey that was.
Yeah.
We've done every zone from Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles and put them into one tier list. That feels good. I think we covered them fairly, gave some good points. That is the end of this trilogy of videos, guys. We've obviously... I say trilogy, it's actually a quadrilogy. Is that a word? We've split into 4, haven't we? Because this one was so long. But that is the end of this mini-series per se. But we and Chris have done some talking, spoke about it. And we're going to dabble into some other Sonic games and see if this continues to be something we enjoy. Next is a game that neither of us are particularly experienced with, and obviously we've hinted at it a few times. Sonic CD. Now, if I'm being completely honest, there's a warning for that video. I've beaten that game once in my life. No joke. I've beaten these games that we've spoken about numerous times. Numerous. Sonic CD, I've beaten a grand total of once. So I'll set myself some homework and give that a run through.
Well, you know what's amazing? You've beaten it more times than I have.
Sounds like we've both got some homework. So if you guys do want to see some Sonic CD, be sure to drop a like or a comment. However, whatever you see fit. And yeah, Chris, thank you for joining me. We just did this first 3 Sonic games, dude.
You're welcome. I've been wanting to finish this off, well, a while, but yeah, I've been looking forward to it, and I'm glad we got. But yes, it was a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
No, of course. It was genuinely a blast. I love doing it, so we'll have to continue it onwards. And that is
Absolutely
everything from us, guys. Please do take care of yourselves, and we will catch you next time. See you later.
Bye bye.
Goodbye. See you later.